We're here to talk about something much more cool than me. We're here to talk about one of my favorite games ever, DayZ. Brian Hicks, my old homie.
You're just saying
What's
that.
up, buddy? We literally used to live together, man. I
We
know.
did.
I know a lot about you, man.
As I you.
you know some dark stuff. DayZ, still a popular game on Twitch. People still like it.
Somehow, yeah.
How? Because you guys develop it and like put stuff in it.
This is true. This is true. I would imagine that it continues to be popular because of the emotions it invokes in those who play it and the stories that you can tell no matter what you do, whether it be Lyric running up and down the coast with a pink dress and a fire extinguisher, or Mr. Blackout telling these crazy adventure stories all the way up in the north.
Sure. So DayZ has been around for a while.
Yeah.
It is creeping up to a beta, maybe?
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting towards
Okay.
our goal. We're still aiming for the end of this year. It'll probably get pushed maybe a month, maybe 2 at most. But
And with that, are there new features and new stuff, Brian?
yes, actually.
Okay.
I
What do you
believe
got?
you guys out back have one. Can we queue up that first image?
I want to see some cool new stuff.
All right, so what we've
Holy
been talking
shit.
about for a while was the idea of doing contaminated terrain. And what you see here is this concept art, right? For an area up in the most northern west corner of the map called TC. And the idea behind this installation, as we're working on the assets for it, and essentially the map designer is working on this, is that well, we have these gas masks. And
I know, I wear
hazmat
them a lot when I
suits
play.
but like, what's the point? Like, why do you have to?
There is no point.
There's no point. Well, we thought that would be interesting to add a reason for this, like a function to them, and it put it in an area that is what we call high risk, high reward. And TC is the first example of that. And if this works gameplay-wise, we can expand this stuff into the major cities, But you see, you have mass graves here, and obviously anywhere there's a large.
That's a grave? I thought it was just a bunch of people partying.
Yeah, it's from the grave to the rave.
Yeah.
It's a large amount of infected bodies, and we know that the survivors in DayZ are immune to the disease. But being immune to the disease or not, being around that many dead, rotting corpses is not healthy.
Right.
So you need your hazmat suits, your gas masks and such to enter this area. And as you see, up there on the radar stand, there's some valuable items up at the TC military base.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I'm seeing a vehicle and an aerial vehicle.
Yeah.
Can you maybe sprinkle a little bit
Yeah,
more
let's talk a
info
little bit more
I
about
wanna
that
know.
sucker. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 2, guys. So this is our.
I love helicopters in DayZ.
This is what we're going to be doing as kind of our pilot program for aerial vehicles.
Pilot program.
Yeah. The little bird, if you played Arma 2, I mean, it's a fairly popular helicopter. You've served in the military. You've seen it tens of thousands of times.
Yep.
It's used in many configurations. Fortunately, coming from when we started the project way back, we started with a lot of assets coming from Take on helicopters. The Arma stuff, the Arma 2 stuff was not, I'm going to get a little technical, I apologize.
It's okay, man.
The textures were just not high quality enough. The models were not high poly enough. It just didn't work for the quality bar we wanted to set for DayZ.
Sure.
Like, if we're going to do that, why not just release a souped up mod? And we wanted to raise the quality bar on visual fidelity. So fortunately, the Take on helicopter stuff was high poly enough that we just really had to look at retexturing. And then once the retexturing work was done, it was a matter of plugging it into the physics and the simulation in DayZ versus the old Arma. So let's go ahead and play that video for me, guys.
Let's take a look. See, dude, I'm so stoked for helicopters. Yes.
Me too.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Now, this is very early,
Okay. It's okay.
like this
No.
text says.
Oh, this.
Yes.
Okay. There's a warning. Okay, work in progress.
In fact, I don't even think we had time to animate the rear rotor.
Oh shit! Here we go. Oh my god.
We looked at going as complex as Take on helicopters for their flight model, and I mean, I it was between Kai and I. We were the pilots. I got in a helicopter and Take on helicopters and proceeded to face plant immediately. So it might be a little too complicated. So we think there's a nice medium between the two. And of course, this will also allow us to start introducing a real reason for the redesigned Northeast Airfield for aircraft parts and civilian aircraft and so on and so forth. And we have mock-up UI up here still. But yeah, this is we got this put together just in time to talk about it here at TwitchCon. Is that that's the next big as far as content goes for us is aerial vehicles.
When I first started playing DayZ, and it was with you and a few of our other friends, one of the most intense situations I've ever been in was the first time a helicopter flew over me in DayZ with my crew.
Yes.
And we had to take cover, hide in a bush, and they were circling looking for us. And there was, there was a weapon on the helicopter that players could utilize to
Yeah,
kill
it's the UH-11. It was an M60 or something.
M60, and you could kill people from the helicopter. And there was definitely people just flying around. It was very rare to find a helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
Only one or two on the map. And so when you heard that thing, it put fear in you.
In fact, that's still to this day the one, like, when people ask, what is your greatest accomplishment in DayZ? And I link to that VOD from your stream way back in the day when you and I in the dark took down that
the helicopter in pitch black.
Yeah.
See, that's why helicopters are so great. I am so happy that choppers are coming to DayZ.
You and me both.
Contamination zone. So if I walk into a contaminated zone without a gas mask, am I like insta dead, or am I just gonna like?
No. It's your character, for one, is going to contract a disease, and that disease is going to start slowly.
Got it.
And that may or may not be curable.
Oh.
So I mean, sure, you can. We don't want to say it's absolutely mandatory if you want to run in there. Sure, if you think you can get in there and get that helicopter repaired and get out, sure, go for it. But your character's not going to do too well. And actually, speaking of characters, we have another image coming up. I forgot the number of it, but yeah, there we go. So for a while, back at RTX, we were talking about soft skills, and that's one step of character advancement to add an attachment to the character instead of just the gear. And the soft skills, the prototypes for that are actually just being put together right now, the first 3 skills, and we're making good headway on that. And headway. And the next thing is, and of course I only have the male example up here right now, was how do we allow people, how do we allow folks to grow their character? And obviously beards is the first thing we thought about. We didn't get to it earlier because we wanted to make sure that when we did this, we did it for both the male and the female, and
Beards?
that it was not beards.
I'm just kidding.
And that it was something that you could work towards it, or you could also get rid of it. I mean, who's to say you don't want to shave your beard off and wash your face and sprint down to the coast and pretend to be a Bambi? Like, oh, I'm totally, help me, give me stuff, come to my camp, and then, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Now, with the character lifespan, we talked about beards for male characters and your face just getting worn down with dust and muck and such. But another aspect of that is scars, and that is one thing you can't opt out of. And we wanted to do scars on players' faces dependent on severe trauma.
So you get hit with a kitchen knife, let's say. You're going to see a scar there?
Ideally, yes.
Ideally.
Yeah.
So, Rocket, he helped make DayZ. Yeah? Is his skin going to be able to have a beard as well?
That was horrible.
I know. I'm sorry. At least I tried.
No,
I put myself out there.
Well, let's go ahead.
I failed, but at least I tried.
Let's go ahead and just throw Dean under the bus.
Yeah, totally. Let's throw him. Yeah.
No, because Dean's player model is being removed because his nose is too big. So he's becoming Rocket Zombie. He's getting infected.
That is amazing. Rocket the Zombie.
We just couldn't do anything about his nose.
What about Matt Lightfoot? Is Matt Lightfoot's character still going to be in the game?
Yes, and you get to somehow see like a child's face on a man's body and facial hair. It's going to be
very scary game.
For those who know Matt Lightfoot, it's going to be amazing.
God. Well, thank you for joining us. Please tell everyone where they can buy the game, get information, Twitter accounts, Facebook.
Well, you can pick up
Grindr.
DayZ if you choose to ignore the warnings. You can pick up DayZ on Steam. We're in the early access program right now. For information on DayZ development, I encourage folks to head to DayZ.com. We have a dev hub there, links to our Twitter, our Facebook, all of our social media, and that's where you would get the best information on whether or not you want to pick up DayZ during its development.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to keep playing, and now that choppers are in, I'm definitely going to keep playing. So thank you very much for letting everyone know.
Thank you.
Folks, we have more awesome stuff here at TwitchCon on our live stage. You are watching twitch.tv/TwitchCon Live. Make sure you hit that follow button, and we'll be right back, guys.